Well, I'm gonna have to give you my honest critique on Brock Purdy, okay? Just to make a fair point. It's just crazy, okay? You fans act like every quarterback has to be perfect at all times, bro. Just from watching the game and being straightforward about how I think of Brock Purdy, okay? His decision making on Monday was definitely unacceptable. That's something that he needs to work on. His like the passes were late. The like when you look at the first interception, okay, that's whatever, bro. That was on him. That was a mistake. The second one was the one where it kind of like made me upset about it, because he could have scrambled, he could have threw it to Kittle, and this wouldn't have been an issue. We would have had a bigger lead. But no, the third interception was a good play by JC Horn. He came in on a perfect, unexpected timing. I'm not defending Brock Purdy on this one. But the one thing that I've kind of realized about Brock Purdy in his game is, dude, you don't need to try to be the hero sometimes, okay? Like the thing with Brock Purdy is he is trying to be the guy that you carry the team, okay? You don't have to, bro. Just play your part. Just when nothing's open or no big plays are available, bro, and you see McCaffrey and Kittle in 10 or 5 yards down there, bro, just throw the ball to them, please, bro. It's not the end of the world. You don't need to be Josh Allen or those other quarterbacks, bro. I want you to be the guy who can just give us those yards and win us ball games. I don't care about you being in the conversation of Matthew Stafford or Patrick Mahomes, bro. No, I care about you winning ball games, bro. That's my honest critique about you, bro. You need to stop trying to be the hero, okay? If you see some anticipation and you want to take a chance on it, throw it right away, bro. Don't even try to wait too long for the play to develop, bro. Don't try to make the late release is all I can say. It's just a lot about Brock Purdy that you can love or hate about the guy. But he's not somebody you got to bench, bro. Sorry, he earned the right to be a starter. And if you don't agree with this type of situation, then you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Kyle trusts him. When you want honest critique from me, I can speak on it because I've watched him play. There's a lot of his game that he needs to improve on. He needs to have a different look of perspective when it comes to he doesn't even think. Sometimes he just doesn't even think that somebody else is open. He'll just try to stick with the one play and it just doesn't seem to develop, like he could have had this other pass play, but instead he throws it into double coverage. And that's what kind of gets me a little off about him. There's times he should scramble and maybe you get yourself a first down or maybe you get yourself close to a first down. That's something that he needs to work on. He needs to be more better on his on some of his awareness. Is he still kind of rusty from the injury? I think so. But that's not an excuse. He's still playing. The mistakes, it's pretty common for most quarterbacks. But at this consistent rate, it's a little concerning for some of us. But I don't think it's concerning to the point where you have to bench him. No, I think he is only going to get better with more experience. It's only disencouraged for those not other Niner fans to think otherwise, bro. You got to relax. Not all not all quarterbacks are going to have great games, okay? I mean, look at that Ravens game, bro. You make it sound like it's going to be a repeat of that all the time, bro. It's not the case. You're going to always have some bad games here and there. What matters is if you win the ball game. Like, there's a lot of great players who have had bad games, and they either won the game, regardless of the performance. You forget about that performance because they won. But you guys make it such a big deal with Brock Purdy. If it was Josh Allen, if it was Patrick Mahomes, you could give these guys a pass, bro. It's enough of that, bro. Let's have the same energy with those guys, or don't even freaking criticize Brock any other way, bro. You don't have a right to criticize that. Because if you can't criticize those other quarterbacks, then you shouldn't be doing the same. That's our guy. Accept it. Deal with it. You want to criticize him? That's fine. But to say bench him, you're stepping between the lines. That's where I draw the line. You want to be critique about his game? Doesn't have a strong arm? You have a right argument to say he can do good anticipation. He may not be the biggest quarterback, but he knows when to be accurate, and he fits well in this offense. It's just ridiculous, bro. I would take him over Dak Prescott. I would take him over Jordan Love. I would take him over Bryce Young. Dude, I would take him over any of those other quarterbacks that I just mentioned. I would even take him over Jaden Daniels. I would take him over Goff. Even in those big games, I might even take him over Stafford, but Stafford's won the trophy, of course. But when it comes down to the quarterbacks, when it comes to playoffs, I'm taking Brock. I'm taking him over Sam Darnold. I'm taking him over any of those guys, bro. Even Jalen Hurts, bro. But when you want to say the Super Bowls, that's fine. But I will still take Brock over those guys any day, bro. Because he can win you playoff games. Does he need to be as great as them? No, he just needs to do his job. That's all he needs to do. But I digress, bro. And if you're going to say it's delusional, then oh well, bro. I'm as real as it gets, bro. He doesn't need to be as great as those guys. He just needs to win ball games. That's all I care about.